You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show.
Hey guys, I'm Stef Z. We're here doing another episode of Shark Tank. Oh my gosh, she's finally back! Woo! Kristina's in the house!
Hi guys, I'm Kristina Zias and I'm back. Sorry I've been gone for the past few weeks, but
she was having an amazing vacation in Thailand.
I was.
That I got to hear all about.
It was really fun. Won't bore you guys with the details, but I do apologize for being gone for so long, but I'm really happy to be back.
We're very happy to be back. Phil is here too. He might be joining us in a little bit. He's something came up with his schedule, so we'll see. Hopefully he'll pop in for a couple of these, but if not, he sends his love. All right, so let's get started. It's episode 26. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But so first we've got Joe and Eric come in, and they say they're reinventing an ancient beverage.
Right.
It's called Creo.
And it's the beverage of the Mayans, they said.
Yeah,
I think that's how they were trying to market it, which is really funny.
Which kind of kicks them in the butt at the end.
Totally.
So apparently, see, and for me, and maybe you will have some input at this, I've never had a cup of coffee in my entire life.
What?
Never.
Oh, no, honestly.
Swear.
I'm almost insulted.
Never, and this is why. And Mom, I love you if you're out there listening, but my mom was kind of always in this like little bit of frantic mode before she had her coffee, and it would be like, I need my coffee, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And I was just like, yeah, I never want to be like that. So I've never had a cup of coffee.
But then she had a coffee and she was
fine.
fine.
Still,
so even more reason to drink it.
Right, but if you don't get addicted to the coffee, you're not, frantic before you have the coffee.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I'm the type of person who, and I will say I've been trying to wind myself down from coffee, but I would have like 3 cups in the morning before I even do anything else. And I'm talking about like black coffee. And then I would have later on in the afternoon too. But I just love coffee. I totally hate the thought of decaf. I think that's pointless. But I love coffee and I love dark chocolate. So for me, Creo sounded fantastic.
I mean, it sounded good. Like, I could understand there's this thing, coffee, that people love, and this thing, chocolate, and I'm not a very big chocolate fan either.
Oh,
I know,
my goodness.
I know, I'm fired.
I'm sorry. It's been really nice being back, but I have to go now.
I like white
crazy
chocolate.
Stuff. I will just say, because someone like me, I used to drink 2 full thermoses of coffee before 6 a.m., and I also have, like, chocolate right next to me.
See, I like chocolate-covered things. Like, I like Goobers. Chocolate-covered peanuts. I'll eat a Reese's peanut butter cup every now and then, but just like a plain hunk of chocolate doesn't do it for me.
Oh, no, I love it.
I like white chocolate, though. Better than dark chocolate.
Or you like candy?
I like Twizzlers and Starbursts and stuff like
well,
that.
I'm just saying because white chocolate's really sweet.
Yeah, I'm a sweet person.
Yeah.
So anyway, but so Joe and Eric, they had Creo, this drink that was supposed to be this ancient recipe for this coffee and chocolate blend that was actually supposed to be healthy.
They said 0 fat, 0 sugar, 0 cholesterol.
Right, now does most coffee, and again, this is just because I don't drink it, does the coffee itself have like the sugar and stuff in it, or isn't it what people put in it? So they can advertise it as no sugar, but does Folgers have sugar in it, or it's what you add? So that's kind of not really a big selling point to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Although chocolate does have sugar and stuff too, so if they're saying it's almost a little bit of a combination of both.
Oh, right. So
then
there's
I guess
no sugar in the coffee.
Right.
Yeah, coffee doesn't really have fat in it.
Yeah.
Coffee has 0 calories.
Yeah,
so I didn't understand that part, but again, I was like, maybe it's just me, but it didn't make sense. So it was like, I didn't feel that those things were like the, yes.
Can I take you for your first cup of coffee?
You want me to? Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I've never. You know what I've had?
We'll let you know next week if this happens.
If we have it to that. I've had like a taste of coffee ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Coffee ice cream is so good. I love coffee. I cannot believe you are a grown woman and you've never had a cup of coffee.
I know, it's crazy. All right, so apparently this coffee, I mean, if we do go for coffee, we're not going for this, because apparently all the sharks, except Barbara, thought it tasted like crap.
Honestly, I truly felt bad for the two gentlemen because
did.
their response was almost just very distasteful and immature too. And Mark apologized for it later on, but
Yeah.
right away I think they were just shocked because, and I know for me too, if I heard coffee and chocolate, okay, have you ever had a Dunkaccino?
No idea, you're talking
Okay.
Chinese.
Dunkaccino is from Dunkin' Donuts.
I was going to say, it sounds like a Dunkin' Donut
It's from-
dipped in coffee.
It pretty much is like hot chocolate, but really sweet with, I don't even know if with a little bit of coffee in it. And that's what I would imagine this to taste like.
In my mind, and again, I know, whatever, I've never had coffee, I don't eat a lot of chocolate. But in my mind, I envisioned a hot chocolate coffee flavored. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
something like tasty and delicious and warm.
I picture hot chocolate with caffeine, with coffee flavor.
Yeah, But I think they said it tasted like dirt.
Right.
That to me was
They
not.
said it tasted like what the bean actually would taste like.
Yeah, and to their
From the
defense, I forgot which one said it, Joe or Eric. To their defense, they were like, you know, because it's crazy. Like, did you ever like go in the fridge or not the fridge? Like, say you're at a drive-through window and you're expecting to get a Coca-Cola drink, and they poured you like an iced tea by accident. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're
Right.
ready to taste something, you get something else. It's not that it's necessarily that bad. It's that in your head,
You're
your taste
expecting
buds were
something.
ready for something else. So I think that definitely does. But they also set them up to feel that way.
Right.
If they would have set them up to be like, this is, a healthier way, and you can feel the beans or the coffee being healthy or whatever, maybe it
mean-
could have been differently.
Right off the bat, Mark, Robert, and Damon were literally said it tastes horrible. I'm out. And they said that 9 out of 10 people in the stores do like it, but a lot of people like it after their second sip.
Yeah. And then Mark went as far to say that the first 1,000 times he drank beer or something and he hated it, which was like, wow, you're just kicking when he's down, man.
Well, no, he was saying, but now he's saying he loves beer, so
So maybe some people could. I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
that's he was trying to redeem himself and help them out a little bit.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty quick pitch. Mark, right away, not a fan. He's out. Robert's out. Damon's out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just on the pure product. Like, it didn't
Correct.
even have anything to do with the money involved.
Which I like because I think that if you don't believe in a product, if you don't like the product, you can't invest in it, no matter how great the sales are.
I don't know if I fully agree with that. I feel like, yes, if you don't like the product, you can't invest in it. But if it's a product that you wouldn't use, you could
Right.
still see that it can make money.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mark, and I know they don't and whatever, but I could invest in men's underwear, even though I don't wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I could see it could make money or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, if it was something that was, acquired taste or something and you don't like it, that would probably be hard to sell it because people are gonna be like, why don't you like it? It's like if you go to a restaurant and the chef doesn't eat the food, you're kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, but so they were asking for $1 million for 10% of the company, and
Which
then
is a pretty huge evaluation too.
yeah, and then Mr. Wonderful kind of speaks to that a little bit and asks them, what their profit is from last year, and he kind of breaks it down that you're asking for 100 times your profit, and then he's like, oh, it's time to punish you,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
And
And then
they only sold 276,000 units, correct? Which is a lot, but for $1 million valuation.
it was way off. And Barbara then says, it's the wrong evaluation. I'm kind of out. And Mr. Wonderful, I don't know. Lately he's had these one-liners that just kill me. I love him so much. And he was just they were talking about the future, but then being tested on the Mayans, he's like, the future is the Mayans, their history.
History,
I
yeah.
mean, that was just he's so witty. You know what
He's
I
so
mean?
funny. I wrote
So-
that down too. It was
yeah,
great.
it was a great quote. So, anything else about Creo before we move on?
Well, one thing is that the way they roasted their beans was patent pending, which I found interesting because they were trying to sell it to coffee houses and stores and restaurants too. It wasn't only to be roasted at home. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see I'm walking into a restaurant or, you know, into a cafe and I see
it.
Creo.
Yeah, and I wondered too if they have the technology, if there's a way, I mean, the formula, you know, to maybe somebody like a Starbucks or somebody to make this taste a little better and, you know, figure it out. Before we move on to Rugged Maniac, Phil has joined us.
Am I the rugged maniac?
You are the Rugged Maniac. Look at you with your little rugged beard. Did you grow that especially just for this show?
I think you did.
Yeah, I knew a month in advance that the beard would be necessary.
It took
It took you a month?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I don't think he is.
I don't know. I don't know.
I wish I was kidding. This beard grows out. Oh, 2 days, shave, grow out. Anyway, that's what the fans clearly want to hear about my shaving habits.
They do. You look a
See,
little...
look, I brought the fly in too.
You did. It's yeah. Can we get rid of that?
It's part of the.
The ruggedness, the outdoors.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so next in the tank we have Brad and Rob come in. They say that the competitive thrill seekers will love this one, and it's called the Rugged Maniac. They're asking for $1 million for 10% of their company, and pretty much it's like the Tough Mudder, but not.
So you heard of Tough Mudder?
I've heard of Tough Mudder.
Did you hear of Tough Mudder?
I've heard of Tough Mudder and Muddy Buddy.
Okay. I didn't hear of Muddy Buddy, but I definitely have heard of Tough Mudder. Never heard of...
Never heard of Rugged Maniac.
No.
But you know what? In the same sense, like, I kind of like... I've been asked to do the Tough Mudder with groups of people, and I'm not really a runner, so I've always kind of said no.
Me too.
But I'm super like, yeah, let's go climb over crap and play in mud and jump through tires. Like, that's my... Like, I'm down for the obstacles.
We're going to get coffee and then go do this race.
All right.
Because that's what I loved about this, because it's more obstacles.
Right.
25 obstacles, only 5K. Like, I could handle that. I could jump over fire and only have to run 3 miles.
Well, that's
fine.
the thing, too, because if you spread them out, it's like you run a little bit, you do something, you collect yourself, and then there's a party at the end.
Yeah.
It's way... I don't think there's a party at the Tough Mudder. Like, I don't think they're handing out beers.
Standing after 12 miles.
Yeah.
I
And if you
mean,
drink a
people
beer,
cheer.
probably
it's like
bad.
almost a half marathon with 20 obstacles.
But all running events and stuff, there's usually a big party at the end, like where everyone just comes and meets at the end. There's usually a celebration
Okay,
with
wait.
dancing and music and stuff.
Well, Marissa doesn't realize that there's beer.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
trying...
Marissa's like, ooh, yes, there's OJ and there's
pinatas.
this.
Yeah.
No, there's beer.
But I feel like, too, it's kind of like... It's like... I don't know. It's like a party, yeah. It's like an obstacle course, and then you tailgate.
You're selling the experience.
I love it. I loved it. I liked
Here's
them.
the only problem was that they were selling this experience to fund another experience.
Well, yeah. That
Which,
was...
okay, that never flies. You can't, like, hey, we need this to be successful so we can take the revenue and fund the thing
I'm
we really
surprised
want.
that that's not like one of the credentials or whatever the right word is for signing up for the show. Like, I'm surprised that it, like, people with multiple businesses can only do one piece of the, you know what I mean? Like, that's just very interesting, because I feel like, and I could be wrong, that almost every time that someone comes on with one business and they have 2 or 3 other businesses, the Sharks always get pissed and are like, what?
And they
I don't
want to be involved
understand.
in all of them.
Yeah, like either if I'm involved with you and we're partners or we're not. It's not necessarily about the business, it's about partnering with them.
See, it didn't so much bother me that they had 2 businesses. It's the way they brought it up. It was so sneaky. And I feel like it was calculated so well, because they obviously had a video ready to share with them. So they wanted to tell them about this running of the bulls, or
Running with the Bulls.
running with the bulls.
Yeah.
But they brought it up, and I mean, they were asking how they would use the $1 million, and instead they told them, oh, with the $1 million we've earned, we put it into our other business. Here, let us show you, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much what they say is they've already had, with this Rugged Maniac, they've had $4.2 million worth of sales. And with that 4.2, they profited $1 million, which is really good. Like, that's really good margins. That's a really good turnaround. And they wanted the $1 million, and that's exactly what you were saying. When they asked, what would you do with the $1 million, one of them heard wrong. I think it might have been Brad. And he was like, oh, we use it to fund this other brand. And that was where it was like, psh. But the thing is, in the same sense, like, what if he wouldn't have slipped and said that? What would have happened later? You know what I mean?
If they were to find out about it?
Yeah. Like, can they be like, no, and pull out? I guess so. I don't know.
I'm sure they can because, like Mark was saying afterwards, which killed me, he was like, so if I invested in your one company and you're putting more time and money into the other one, what am I going to say to you? And maybe it was Brad, I don't know. He was like, you would say that you want to get involved with the other one too. And Mark was like, no, I would sue your ass because it's conflict of interest.
Right.
So I guess they could pull out later on.
Right.
But
it's just when you have similar.
so
Remember the hunks moving junk.
Yes.
In that business, and then you had the hotties and things like that.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, the two are in a similar space, and you have a successful brand where you're making money, and now you're asking me to take a risk on a business that doesn't quite work. You know, as an investor, if you have something in place that's already successful, give me a piece of that so I can have some confidence behind the business that's...
Well, in the same sense, it would have just made their portfolio look better if they were like, hey... We've got this one business. We've done $4.2 million. We've used some of the profits to start this. Clearly, there's more of this because who knows? Running with the Bills, next they could do swimming with the Sharks or whatever. Like, they want to just build all these different experiences, and they could have, you know what I mean? Like, they could have made their value a lot higher by putting it all together.
like all under Rugged Maniac.
Right, exactly. So anyway, Robert kind of comes out first with, you know, after they go through the whole thing, everyone's kind of in the same place that, like, we're not separating this. If we're going to do a deal, it's both businesses. You guys are out of your mind a little bit. So Robert says...
Right, because they want an extra $1 million for the Bulls and for 10%.
Right. So they said $2 million for 10%.
Correct.
Okay. So then Robert comes out. He's like, both businesses, I'll do $1.5 million for 25% of the entire thing. And then it was really interesting because... I didn't get this vibe from them, this untrustworthy vibe. Like, I got that they maybe were trying to be savvy, but I felt like it was like, this is what we're trying to do. We've built this. Help us with this. We're going to try and build this. Then you'll want to be a part of it. Like, I feel like it was in a entrepreneurial spirit that they were doing this, not that they were just trying to be slick.
It was withholding of information.
Yeah, I thought they were a little sneaky.
But then why would he say it? Like, as soon as he was asked, he was like, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. Like, he didn't try and... He just was asked, like, what'd you do with the profit? He's like, we're funding this other thing. It wasn't like, we have other projects going on. I don't know. I could have went 50-50 with that. But to the point where Damon was just like, I don't trust you, I'm out.
And Barbara.
And then Barbara was like, surprised at the Bulls losing my trust, I'm out. And then, you know...
Well, the Bulls could... I mean... They certainly didn't make a case for why the Bulls was a great thing with the amount of injuries that people sustained. So
it's just a few broken arms and minor concussions, Phil. No big deal.
To me, it's like, I'm sure you have to sign a waiver and stuff, but I don't know, like, who would pay money to do that?
Yes, you
I'm
have
all
to...
about the adrenaline, but that's like a step too far.
Yeah.
And you do, but at the end of the day, like, you don't want to be known for, like, how many people got injured, even if... You know, when you're watching on ABC News, nightly news of like, hey, 17 people died in the running of the Bulls. Don't worry, they signed waivers, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
It's not good.
No, it's definitely not good. And then Mark kind of is saying that, Robert's offer is too high.
Which was, to me, the most interesting part of this. Because
this is
not
shady.
only did I feel like the guys were sneaky trying to, like, get the Bulls thing into the bidding, but then Mark completely was so shady to Rob. Don't you think?
So shady.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And Rob didn't do anything about it.
I don't think he's trying to talk, Robert out of doing it. Then Mr. Wonderful tries to talk, and they were like trying to tell him, oh, just shut up. Like, and he was like, wait a minute. I think you might actually want to hear this one. And he said that Robert should be asking for a third of the business and that he'll split it with him for half. And then Robert was kind of like, okay, sounds good. And then Mark
comes in offering the exact same deal that he just said was too high. $1.5 million for 25% of both companies combined.
Yeah. And then then the guys are like, all right, we're going to go out and discuss it. Of course they're going to pick Mark. You know what I mean? Like, that's Mark gets picked, I think, a lot more than the other. Like, when it comes down to a pick, he gets picked. But
here's the thing. They have sometimes they have very similar deals, so it's a matter of which shark you want to go with. In this sense, his percentage was lower.
But they did say they wanted to work with Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Mark is all about this different type of entertainment, so I feel like it's right up his alley.
That's what I was gonna say. He did that haunted house
Yeah.
experience. Like he likes the experience thing.
Exactly.
So I'm sure he knows places to do that, product placement for it. Like I'm sure he knows how to do all that stuff. But yeah, they came back and they were like, you know, we were gonna ask for $2 million for 25%, but we know that might, you know, not cut it. So let's meet you in the middle at 1.75. And Mark was just like, yes, which was, again, smart for them to say it that way. And like it felt like it almost got into a pissing contest. Like when Mark saw Mr. Wonderful and Robert team up, he's like, no, I'm going to get this. Which is crazy.
But then at the end, Damon was like, Rob, he got you.
Yeah.
Good deal, Mark.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
right.
this was crazy more so because of the Sharks.
Yeah.
Because of
Right.
what Mark was able to do.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Shady.
Slim Shady. All right. Anything else
Speaking
with
of
Rugged
shady.
Mini?
Cerebral success.
Yeah. Speaking of shady, then we
I think
got,
Mark could really, just the word of advice, if I may, Mark, you could package a lot of this stuff kind of to get like, hey, this weekend we're going to have Muddy Buddy or Rugged Maniac, Running the Bulls, whatever. And then, hey, also, because it's also Halloween, don't forget right after, come to
Right.
the haunted stuff.
What about do a haunted Rugged Maniac
Oh
for
my God.
Halloween?
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Haunted
see?
obstacle courses.
Yeah.
See?
Well, like you dress up, costume obstacle course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do some.
Man, we should
Cross
definitely
promotion.
have like an AFTERBUZZ tank. We should have like a bee tank, the bee catcher, the buzzing
bees.
the buzzing bees, boss.
The
bees,
beehive.
the bossy bees. The bee-
Yo,
something,
bring it to the beehive.
something. Bring it to
You
the
want
beehive.
you want to pitch something? Bring it
Bring
to
it
the
to the
beehive.
beehive. See if it's honey. Okay. Anyway, so now
Well, that's good. See if it makes you any honey.
Yeah. I will be here all night.
You got to sweeten the
folks.
pot for me. I'm not really digging it.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. Next, we've got, he comes in, Mr. Hilbrand, whose name is Trevor, with this cerebral success. And so he's got this potion that he says is going to help your focus, memory, mental agility, and your health of your brain. He's asking for $75,000 for 25%. It's the ultimate brain power.
It's not a lot of money to ask for, I guess.
It's not
It
a lot of
is,
money to
or-
ask for, but... Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. Not
It's
for
not a lot.
Yeah.
What. But here's the thing. Okay, where the T guys came in, they were asking for $1 million. You know, something that's going to quote unquote help people with their brain function. I think people would be asking like, all right, I need $500,000 for 5%. You know what I mean? I could have seen it easily go that way.
Well, maybe if it was like tested and proven and it wasn't just like some kid cutting pills together.
Exactly.
They gave
Squeezing
him a really
it out a
hard
bunch of
time
vitamins
too.
in a bottle.
Yeah, they gave him a really hard time.
When you're dealing with drugs, you should get a hard time.
Oh, I concur. But see, the thing that no one talked about that really bugged me, so I don't know if you guys saw it or not. He kept saying his market was college students. Now I don't know about you guys, but when I was in college, I didn't have $70 to go spending on a little thing of freaking brain potion.
You know what? I don't know why, but I never caught that. But $70 is still a lot of money for a bottle of pills.
to be fair, do we think that there's
But he was trying to get
I'm
the
trying to get to the
sugar-free
bottom
shot.
of
No,
it,
but it was like the shot thing.
But the
$70.
No.
Okay, but can
Yeah.
you use insurance
right.
towards it? Because a lot of colleges offer insurance. At least my college did. Where like, hey, for X amount of dollars,
Insurance.
which isn't that actually expensive. It was kind of nice, and so you got health insurance, and I don't know, maybe it's covered by that, and you pay a $2 copay. I don't know.
Hold on. Time
No,
out.
this isn't a prescription
You're
drug.
telling me that he wants $70 for a shot of this? No, that's not right.
It's right,
No,
right?
it's
A
not.
shot- no,
He
not a
It was
shot.
$70
The container.
The container, not a
of
shot.
pills. But he's trying to get, and from what I understood, is that he wants the money to help him create those little shots that he can sell at every convenience store on campus. So $70,
Like a Red Bull, like a 5-minute,
like a
5-hour
five-
engine.
Yeah,
drink.
exactly.
Wait, okay, so did I miss
I hope you
read this
did.
one?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the whole That was his whole shtick. Is that you've got these 5-hour energies, you've got this, you've got that.
Imagine you're paying $70.
But that's what I'm saying. So this was, he made that.
But he also made pills.
It's like different.
He made the pills, but wasn't he trying to say this is what's going to set him aside?
He made the capsules that he's selling online, but I think from what I understood, he wants the money to make the sugar-free shot drinks that are going to be sold to every college student.
I thought the pills was that it was the equivalent of all those pills was in the equivalent of this thing that you could take right before you
$70 before every single test.
Maybe
that's crazy. No, that's crazy. Here's the thing. It's like, okay.
Could you
for
possibly
college,
look that up, Marissa?
I'm going to keep it college style, right? There's the big pack of condoms that you can get at
Cerebral
CVS,
success.
and so that's this. Or you can go to the food store at your college and get like, you know, hey, I need one condom. Great. Like that's the equivalent. They're not both going to be equal price though. Different value.
I missed all I heard was a condom. I'm sorry. I was asking Marissa. I don't know where you were going with that.
It's like you can either buy condoms from CVS at bulk, or you can get them from your college store for $2 for one. But one's going to be $2. The connection is one's in bulk and it's going to cost, let's say, $70, just for the sake since that's been brought up so many times. Or you could buy the smaller thing for $2.
One is the bulk is the $70 bottle of pills that you can take every single time you want to study or do this. The other one is a last minute, like kind of quick shot to go.
Which is what he's trying to capitalize on that market, so you are correct in that. I don't know, man.
All I heard was $70 retail and $10 cost.
Okay, I understand. That's college kids. Yes, college kids are stupid and misspend money. What college kid is going to buy some brain miracle charm
But that's what he was saying. Like, he sold $60,000. If the potion didn't, like, the drink didn't exist yet, then these college kids are buying this $70.
No, but think about it. He was saying even Barbara later on was talking about it.
Wait, did you find it?
So was it the pricing for all of it?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So one bottle is $69.
That's a bottle.
That's a bottle.
Pills or the drink?
The bottle. 60 capsules per bottle.
Okay.
And then 2 bottles is $119, and then 3 is $159.
And what do we got for shots? No shots have been sold yet.
I haven't seen the shots.
Because that's what he needed the $75K for.
I understand. Okay. Still, $70.
Wait, the best part about it is that he kept losing his
he lost his focus, his memory.
Like several times throughout it, and they're all like, dude, you're selling on us on these pills that help you do this. Are you even taking them?
Pretty much.
If so, they're obviously not working.
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I don't know if... I don't know. I mean, I haven't... Have you guys ever taken any of this stuff? Like the St. John's wort and the ginkgo biloba and whatever these other...
I've never even heard of these.
Those sound like diseases.
No, like ginkgo biloba, whatever it is.
Steph, you're making stuff up.
No, I'm not. Marissa, help me out here.
No one can help you.
I'm looking it up.
Ginkgo biloba. Look it up.
I was like, I know that's a plant.
I've had a 5-hour energy shot, and to be honest with you...
Oh, ginkgo biloba leaf extract? That's a vitamin, isn't it?
It's a brain thing.
Yeah.
And St. John's wort is a brain thing too.
I would probably take something like this if it was a shot and I was like going to the library for a night of studying.
But then it's like, do you have to take if you like do this thing to your brain to like, you know, you flex your brain, do you have to do the same thing when you take your test?
I don't know, but I'm gonna just agree with what Barbara was saying about Adderall, and I know that on my college campus. Yeah. I swear, like 5 people in every household were prescribed to Adderall and selling it like crazy. It was really, really bad.
Well, I feel like I don't know. People might
Let's
get
into the legal
range.
Like, I mean, he had a great disclaimer.
What was the disclaimer again?
Oh no!
Basically, any pill you take, I am not responsible for.
But you know what?
Death.
Everyone has that. Like you see a commercial on TV, may cause this, that, the other thing. I mean, myself, I have certain situations where I have to take medication for, and then every single thing, it's like a laundry list so that they cover their ass.
What's the new popular trend, Garcinia, or what's it called, Cambogia? That extract that like literally everyone under the moon tells you to take, from like Dr. Oz to like
Kabuchi? What?
No.
Kabuki? What? I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Okay, well, anyways,
like a Chinese restaurant.
You get this, and it pretty much tells you may die. So.
They all say that. They all say that. Anyway,
this vegetable may kill you.
This
Cucumber, my turkey.
Careful listening to this show. No, I'm kidding. To Damien, pretty much is like, you have no credibility. But real quick, to touch on what you're saying about Barbara, I understand that. And I think the Adderall, I think that a lot of these things, I don't know, the day and age we're in today, I feel like a lot of people, yes, have stuff that they need medicine for, but I think a lot of people take the medicine because they don't want to deal with maybe. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people.
Could I give you a stupid solution?
Let's see what you got.
One, she's doodling. Take the damn pen away because she can't keep focused.
I know, I have a problem.
Okay, so I've solved one problem just from our co-host
Dude,
alone.
close our notebook.
Two,
It's all
she
shit.
can't stop looking at her damn phone. So
I
number
did not
two.
look at my phone. Doodling, yes.
Great.
Oh, no.
So we've already taken away 2 distractions. So maybe now her focus
That's
is on
what I'm
me.
saying. That's what I'm saying. More and more people nowadays have this focus and need this Adderall, or they really just need to pay attention.
I'm a product of my generation. What can I say?
I know.
And now the notebook goes. Now we're taking
She's
away
like
the
twisting
notebook.
the paper.
No, really, I'm telling you.
Even when she's getting yelled at, she can't help but twiddle or something.
I know. I would be perfect for this.
But
I
that's
should
what
be on
so
the
many
advertise-
people say, and that's why everyone takes Adderall when probably is such a small percentage of the people actually need it and would actually work for them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I am
But she
dying
will
for
not
my
have
logic.
doodling pen
But
back.
I am so distracted because my pen and phone are on the other side of the
I'm
table.
going to keep my hands here.
I bet you can't for the rest of
I
the show.
bet you I can't
She's
either.
gonna
But
twirl
let's
her
see.
hair.
I
I know
can't
so
twirl
many
my
people,
hair.
they just have to twirl their hair. They have to do
You
something.
have no fingernails left.
I will say I'm a really bad doodler, and I'm really upset you called me out on it. But maybe this is the new step.
Okay, but the point is,
I'm
the
just
point
saying,
is,
better life.
Phil, man, I'm in
the point
agreement
is, if
with
you're
Phil.
listening at home, and you know, I apologize sincerely to the people that need this stuff, but most of you just focus. It's not that hard.
Put the phone down. Get off Facebook.
Stop trying to go on Instagram every 2 seconds when you got to be studying for a quiz.
Wait, can I tell you? This is what I realized lately, because I've been having severe. I was away for a while, and I've been having
here we
really
go.
bad jet lag. Okay.
Okay.
And then I started to realize that part of my problem was, while I was trying to relax to go to sleep, I was on Instagram in my bed. And then I have gone through the feed a million times and nothing was new. So then I'd go on Facebook and then Twitter. And then I was so wide awake. So now I started to put the phone in the kitchen and let it charge there. And if my alarm clock rings, and I've been sleeping so well. It's not that I couldn't relax. It might not even been the jet lag. It was the fact that I was just distracting myself.
You just
so
needed
much.
to know. Oh my God, Stef Z just tweeted that. Oh my God, that
My
she's gonna do
tweets
an
are pretty.
AFTERBUZZ show.
My tweets are pretty interesting, though. I mean, just saying.
I mean, it is.
They are,
Right.
and I get where it's so life. and
No,
death
I don't. I think it's
situation.
horseshit. I think people need. We were talking. Me and Kristina drove here together tonight. We were talking on the way here. I wish that for 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, the whole internet did not work. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you know what? I think
Except
people.
for AFTERBUZZ, people need that show.
No, I feel like people would get back to their roots of not feeling like they have to post everything for the validation of everything. I think it's crap. It's like you can't even talk to each other anymore. People
Yeah.
are so worried about capturing the moment rather than living in the moment, and then they're distracted by the moment, so then they need a freaking pill. That's all I gotta say about that.
And I'm glad.
Anyways.
he got a freaking deal.
With Barbara.
He did.
Congratulations.
Congratulations
For
at the end of the
40%.
deal. For 40%, he got the $75,000 contingent liability insurance. Because if someone's brain explodes, Barbara doesn't want to.
Mine just did, and I didn't even take the damn pill.
I'm not taking it.
My hands are staying here. Phil, can you turn the page?
You're having a very hard time.
All right, Mo's Bows.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about someone with focus.
He's freaking 11. He's got more focus than Cerebral guy.
I want to go hang out with Mo.
Mo, we want you on our show. Mo, Tennessee, it's a little far, I get it, but Mo,
NBT.
I love him. Next best thing. I've
Next
never
big.
heard that. Next big thing. I've never heard that. It was amazing. I love him. Like, I love him. Like,
I love him too.
I love him so much. And I love bow ties.
Me too.
So for this, I was just like, Mo's.
Yeah.
One.
I loved Mo's mom. She was great. You know, he's the CEO of Mo's Bows, but I'm the CEO of Mo.
That
That
was
was
awesome.
fantastic. They were a great team.
Yeah, he was smart. He was focused. He was together. So he loves fashion. He used to tell us, like, he was telling everyone how he liked to ride his bicycles with his little suit and bow tie. His grandma taught him how to sew. I mean, this story, and like even in his story, he's like, I want to be like Damon John.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love him. Love him.
So cute.
They've made $55,000. They sell online to a bunch of different stores.
A 9-year-old kid. Okay, he started when he was 9, but now he's 11, right? An 11-year-old kid
has made 55,000.
That's insane.
It's insane. It really is. And it just goes to show, because he's not playing video games. He's freaking sewing bow ties.
With the help of his grandmother.
Yes. Which is family, spending time with the family. That's a good thing. So the cost of his bow ties are like $6 to $10. He sells them for $45 to $55 retail, which is a good margin.
Great.
Really good margin.
I love that he's selling them for that price point too. And I know you've had a lot of experience in menswear, and I'm a menswear stylist, and I'm
a man.
And see, we're the perfect team right over here.
We are such the three musketeers.
But I love that, you know, you can tell by the price point too, and the fact that it's handmade, it's just really great quality.
It is.
And I like that he's charging a little bit more for them.
Yeah, he knows the game.
Right.
Someone's helping him understand the game.
Oprah.
Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah. He was in Oprah's book. But who would not want to write? I want to write this kid up, because
too.
you have to make a blog about this kid.
I'm for sure going to contact him.
Yeah, you totally should. And if he's in LA, get him on the show. But
seven more years before you can actually go out on a date with him. Just that.
I'm not trying to date him. I'm just trying to wear his bow ties.
Yeah,
my next tutorial will feature his bow tie.
We should totally, Mo, we want some bow ties, man. Hook it up. But you know, it was really, really kind of awesome what happened here. You know, Mark right away was just like, Mo, I'm so excited for you. I'm not a fashion guy. Like, I can't really help you. And I like when Mark does that. He's like, he knows, if Mark makes an offer, he knows that he can turn it into a business, whatever it is.
Right.
And I feel like when he can't add anything, he says that. He's like, I can't add value here. Like, I don't want to do something where I don't have the connections. I don't know this, whatever. So pretty much that's what he's saying. I'm not a fashion guy. He's out. And Robert was just like, you know, I'm not the right partner for you. Like, everyone was kind of pointing to Damon a little bit.
But they specifically were like, but someone else on the panel might be.
Right, which was really cute, because you could tell he wanted that, you know? And then, of course...
Kevin, the audacity to just be like, you know what? F these other guys. I need a royalty on this.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is a... If you think about it, he's selling online, so he's not really dealing with the wholesale, so that it looks like this huge margin. But if your cost is $6, if you're retailing at $45 to $55, you have to be selling that shirt wholesale like $18, something like that, for the 2.2 markup to most stores. So, and your cost usually is like a third of that. So if they do go to big box stores or stuff like that, like the margin isn't enough to take $3 royalty out. Like, it's just really mathematically not fair or enough. So I'm really glad that didn't wind up happening. But, you know, Barbara was just like, I don't really think you need an investor. It's a family business. I'm out. And then, you know, while Mr. Wonderful's offer was still on the table, Damon was just like, you know, and I love Damon so much for this. You know, he's like, I'm not going to give you the money. You don't really need it. He's like, but I will give you... I'll be your mentor. And I think that's more valuable than the $50K that he wanted. And he was like, but the first thing I need you to do is say no to Mr. Wonderful. And it was kind of funny, because I felt like, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it looked like Mo got a little, like, confused or deflated or something when he said, like, because the mom was like, you know, she said that I'm the CEO of Mo, whatever, and they said, we're not going to take the deal. And he was like, no, like, I know he wanted Damon, but it looked to me, did you guys not see that at all? It looked to me that, like, he was kind of like a little quiet after that. No?
I mean, he's 11 years old. Maybe he's just trying to process everything. I don't think he necessarily seemed defeated. I think as soon as he heard Damon start talking, he was probably really excited.
Yeah, he had a lot of like chutzpah in the beginning.
Yeah, he did.
And then he was a little like, But anyway, at the end when he's walking out.
But it's also shock, because when something that you hope for happens and it's happening right in front of you,
maybe he was just like
wow.
Yeah, you're right. It was probably that. But it seem like there was like a disconnect for me. And I was like, man, you got the Mo. Like, you got the best deal. Because they might need the money, but they can make that money themselves. And it's like, once you get to a certain point.
Plus, here's the thing. As the mentorship grows, I don't think it's beyond Damon just be like, all right, you know what? You need $20,000.
Right.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Just,
He's gonna help him with manufacturing. He's gonna hook.
I just hope
Mo's
he
getting
really
hooked
helps
up.
him.
I think he will. I think Damon is a man of his word, and I don't think that he would offer that. I don't know that like daily he'll be on the phone, but I'm
Right.
sure he'll set something up like, you know, every other week, let's have a conference call for 2 hours, or you know what I mean? Like there's a
Right.
lot of ways to do that where it's effective and consistent, but not like an everyday thing.
Well, what I love was that he gave a reason, and he told his little story about himself that in 1989 he was offered $10,000 for 40% of his company. That was only hats at the time, and he turned it down. And 10 years later, that would have been $40 million.
Yeah.
So keep your
Yeah.
equity, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, Mo, I think hands down, Mo might be my favorite person to ever enter this
Entrepreneur
show.
ever,
he
yeah.
didn't
I
even get a
think-
deal.
But he didn't. He did.
I know. Well, he
He
did.
got the best deal.
He got the best deal ever. He really did. So
That's why most people come in there is for mentorship.
yeah, like most people come because they don't know what to do with their business.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else you guys want to say about Mo's Bows?
No, but I love him.
I know I love him too a lot. Mo, we love you, Mo. All right, then we have our news for this week. We have a flashback to the Mars spray. Is that what it's called? I just wrote
Yes.
down Mars. The Mars Daily Vitamin Spray. And you know, they years ago, last year was it? I think it was last year. They made a deal with Lori, and you know, it was $150,000 before Shark Tank, and then the first year after Shark Tank, they had $4 million worth of sales.
Incredible.
Great increase.
That was a bug on my mind.
They're in tons of Walmarts and Walgreens.
Yeah,
And it's a vitamin C spray, correct?
Correct.
yeah. So I don't know, maybe that.
So
one.
if you need something that won't get you sick from cerebral, whatever.
Fix
that-
it.
Well, that's what they're doing at the end of Marissa's marathon. Vitamin C spray. we're drinking beer at Rugged Maniac.
Yeah, Marissa's all like, we get OJ, and they have cut
Mars
up oranges, and you know, there's juices, and yeah, as you said, pinatas. Yeah.
Coconut water.
Meanwhile, there's mosh pits, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like next week there's a 2-hour special.
which is great because they're gonna really dive into the dynamic of the sharks. We've always been kind of talking about it, and so
Right.
prevalent in the show.
Yeah.
Of how they really interact with the fact that I would love to know how Mark got so shady on tonight's episode. Like, you know what I mean? If that's
Right, like
if
the
those
process.
portions are there, it's gonna be great.
I'm sure they're not gonna. Maybe they will.
I had no idea it was 2 hours next week.
Yeah,
That's
on the
exciting.
preview it says 2 hours, and it's literally like a little bit behind the scenes. It's not just like 8 pitches.
That's
it's
really
like
cool.
behind the scenes a little. But I don't. Maybe they will talk about stuff like that, but I don't think they're gonna like depict past episodes. I think they're
no,
just
they-
gonna
they- no,
talk
but-
about the process a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, but the process, they're going to select moments of past episodes. I mean, I don't think they're going to all of a sudden dissect a deal necessarily.
Right.
But if they said, like, hey, Steph and I, we tend to have, you know, our arguments every now and then, cut to a clip of us at AfterBuzz being like, what you say about that?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, well, we'll see it. It'd be really interesting. I'm really excited to see it. I always can't get enough of Shark Tank, so two hours makes
Is that
me
the
happy.
finale? No, we got one more after this. I know because it's sweeps month, so that they're starting off May really strong. But is that it?
I'm not sure. It might be. It didn't say finale though. On
Yeah,
the-
I think they would say that,
but,
yeah.
but we're starting sweep months off very strong with Shark Tank.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
That means every I think it's May, February, and November are sweeps months for TV when like ratings really get measured and like they have the audience surveys and things like that. And
Gotcha.
so that's why a lot of the finales are in May. That's why a lot of big things happen in November and February because like they want the highest ratings for those
That's
episodes.
interesting.
Because then advertisers use those to, you know, or the network uses those against advertisers of like, see, the show's getting that much.
Right.
Look at Phil. A little insight to the
Booyah.
TV world.
He had some
Aw.
cerebral.
I know.
Took
You
that
drank your
earlier.
potion. You took your pills.
Only it just taught you things. Yeah, let me take this
Oh
pill
man,
and teach me.
that would be so smart.
I need the pill on sweeps month. Great, awesome, got it. Now I know.
That's awesome.
All right,
All right. Anything else, guys, before we sign off?
Nope.
It's been a fun show.
It is a fun show. We love Shark Tank. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate all your comments. Send us any questions. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Stef Z.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
And of course, follow us here on AfterBuzz TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Chasing Maria Menounos on Oxygen every Tuesday at 10 p.m. And by the way, you know what's amazing? Every week I am floored that the numbers continue to rise in terms of the number of fans that we have. And as silly and sometimes stupid as we can get on this show, the fact that you guys are engaged in that way with us and in some ways applaud us for being that stupid, I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
You allow us to be us.
A little shout out to Lori Nish, I think is her name. She interacts with us almost weekly, and we love to hear from you guys. So everyone else, let us know your thoughts.
And just so you know, I have not touched my pen or my phone for the rest of this episode.
Yeah, but you're sitting on your hands.
And I'm doing a great job at it. And I'm completely focused on everything that's happening in this room. See you later.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.